Parents Group, Ric Walton. Hi, Rick.
Hey, Bart. How are you?
I'm good. Nice you get to meet the Good Things Going Teacher of the Month.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it's fantastic because I remember now when she was, I believe, principal at McCulloch School before they closed.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Lisa taught there too.
Your wife.
Yeah, my wife, yeah. Taught there also during that time period when, and they really had a good group of administrators and teachers there that were doing good things, really doing good things there. I mean, I never forget Lisa saying she just thought they were a lot of caring people, teachers in particular, that cared about the kids that were there and hopefully making a difference in their lives.
Do you have a teacher that you remember that you had as a student?
You know, I do have a couple. I mean, I kind of remember a lot of Mrs. Snyder, which some was pretty, and then Mrs. Walker, and I'm trying to think if she was Greg's mother, Greg Walker. I almost want to say she was. She was just one of those ladies, just a caring lady. I mean, all my teachers back then, especially in elementary school, seemed to be real. Mrs. Noyes was my kindergarten teacher. I remember her, you know, and they all just seemed to really care about you. It wasn't a job. It was some kind of an obligation that they thought they had to these kids and to make a real difference in their life. And as we all know, so many people can say there was that teacher that just showed that extra interest in them and told them they can and it's possible and all that kind of good things that changed somebody's life. You know?
Were you a good student?
Yeah, I was you know, one of those ones that did what I had to do and did okay with the grades and stuff. I mean, I wasn't an A student by any means, and probably a B student type student, and you know, social and all the other stuff.
Oh, you're very social. You're probably talk
like that.
Talk a lot.
I didn't get in trouble too much for that, but occasionally, you know. And, but you know, I don't know. Back then, if I could go back to my childhood and relive that, I mean, it would be I would. I mean, I guess that says a lot about your childhood. Would you do it or not do it? And it was pretty fantastic when you have great parents. And you know, last week was Mother's Day, and we talked about our mothers. And I know you lost your mother last November, and how special our mothers, our fathers too, but how special our mothers were to us. And you know, I think about my mom so often. I mean, I really do. And she just was, you know, I was so lucky to have somebody like that in my life that believed in me 1,000%, whatever. I guess you can't go over 100%, but just believed in you no matter what, even though you knew you weren't that great. My mom always believed in you, you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have somebody like that in your life, I feel sorry for whoever, because it's not easy.
Were you your mom's favorite?
Obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, you know my sisters, you would do it.
I was my mom's favorite too.
What do you have for siblings? Do you
I'm the oldest. I've got 2 sisters and a brother.
Oh, you
and
do?
We go boy, girl, boy, girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I have 2 sisters. I don't have a brother, but and you know, my sisters always used to think it's just because I'm the boy, you know, and I think my dad probably liked the girls better too, and but I think it was just because of me, not because of them, you know. But no, it was, you know, it's just kind of natural to do that.
Well, one might think, well, that just shows you what kind of mom you had, that they made every child feel like they were the favorite.
Right. Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, she cared as much about my sisters, obviously, as your mom did. But it was, you know, it's just that chapter in your life. Unfortunately, I mean, you had your mom for a long time. I had my mom for 90. I didn't have. She would live to be 95. I mean, that's pretty fortunate right there, because so many people lose their moms.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever.
Both our moms passing away in their 90s.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our dads, both our dads died, you know, much younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you're spending a lot of time as grandpa. You're at kids' games. I see you at all the games and meets and
one of the great pleasures in life. I mean, honest to God, it's one of the great pleasures. And last weekend I went to the soccer game for my twins, which are in 2nd grade, I believe. Is that right? And I've been to Mitchell's most all of his spring track meets, which have been fun to watch, you know. And I never really had anybody that was really into track before, and I miss most of, you know, Eric and David's daughters that were one daughter was into high jump, and the other one was just a good runner, and they're both one's in 7th grade, one's in 8th grade, and I missed most of that stuff right there. But it's just, it's one of those simple pleasures in life that you just like. I mean, I think you probably like it with your children, don't you, your grandchildren, right? Isn't that, it's just how can you not like that? I just enjoy it. I just really enjoy it.
It's funny though, when we were kids and we were doing our sports, parents never went to that stuff.
But my dad did. My dad really did. He did an awful lot of that. I gotta give my dad
Little League, when we played Little League, there were no parents. I mean, you rode your bike down to the thing.
Yeah, you rode your bike down always. Of course, where I lived, and I know you lived out east, I could ride my bike right there to the Cascades, Southwest Little League. In fact, I was just getting ready to do a little video for Elro, and they, 75 years. Yeah. 75 years now.
Did they give you a hat?
No, I haven't done it yet. But but I never. The funny part about when you think about Elro Steel, and back then, and I was fortunate enough. I mean, I was fortunate enough to really know. First off, Mr. and Mrs. Glick, which was Bob Glick and Rose Glick, and Barry Glick, which I was a year older than me, and Carl was a few years older than that. But I really knew Barry real well. We did a lot of things together at the time. And we played in the same baseball team at Southwest Little League, against Al Glick, who ran the Elro team. I mean, it's just being in a small town and everything else, and you've got all these connections, and it was just fun. But to think, over all those years, and the story on Al and Elro is it's a great American story. It's a great American story, no question about it. So it was all great, and growing up like that and everything else. And I forget, I always forget why. And I know I've asked you this before. How you ever got to Jackson?
Car.
What?
Car first.
Oh, car. Oh, get out of here. Oh my gosh, a car. Everybody's a comedian.
My dad was transferred the month I graduated from high school. My family moved to Jackson. I stayed back in Vermont, lived with my aunt and uncle for the summer, then started at the University of Vermont and went for a year and a half, and then I moved here. And then they moved back.
They moved back to Vermont?
Yeah.
Did you go back to school?
I dropped out of school, a year and a half.
You stayed here? What did you do?
And then I came here. They moved away. I had met Karen, and we got married, and we stayed here. Yeah.
No kidding. So. And then of course, you did a lot of different things between radio stuff and then the photography and.
Right. First thing I did was radio at WIBM.
Right.
Because that was what I did back in Vermont while I was in school.
What were you studying in school? What did you want to be when you grew up?
It was at the time. It was mass communications, journalism, mass
communications,
mass comm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. So you met this girl, she changed your life.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So we're gonna blame her for you being here now.
Well, it's funny because her family, her dad was transferred to Pennsylvania right after we met, and she was going to move to Pennsylvania. She was going to go with them, and she stayed. So it was we just happened to be in the same town at the same time because between comings and goings.
I thought for some reason that she was involved. Her family was involved with a manufacturing company.
No.
Lundberg. No. Okay, I'm wrong. I don't know why I thought that.
No.
I guess I got mixed up.
Her family wasn't from here either.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Your dad was transferred here. What company was it? He was transferred.
Yes, it was Noble Blackmer.
Noble Blackmer.
Healthco. Yeah.
Health related stuff, right?
Yeah, it was on Wildwood where. Encore now is? What's the name of that? Restore? Sure. Something. Encore?
No kidding.
Resale Depot.
That's where Resale Depot is now. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I do remember that now, where that's at there. I mean, that's interesting. I really didn't know all those. I mean, I remember, but I don't remember. And and just how people got here, and a lot of people just stayed here.
I worked for Noble Blackmer, for Healthco for a little while. I moved here.
Really?
Because at the radio station, I worked nights, all nights. So in the day, I helped my dad, and I drove a delivery truck. And he also owned a doctor's office building in Sturgis. And one summer, I painted I went down to Sturgis every day to paint the doctor's office building.
Did you do a good job?
No.
I painted one summer too.
Well, for me, it was exciting because they had different fast food places in Sturgis than they did in Jackson. So that was the highlight of my day. It was like lunch. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I mean, just to go back in our history, we still got pretty good upbringing, you know, and pretty fulfilling out there in life.
And I probably knew you. We ran into each other at something or other before.
Well, I can't tell you when or how or where or whatever, you know. But I knew you back then. I remember you at WIBM and everything too. I do remember all that. And again, I don't know. You got involved in the community and all different types of things too, didn't you?
Yeah, I was in the JCs and we did a number of things. Yeah.
I mean, it's just funny where life takes us, and here I am. I never really got away from Jackson other than going away to school and then working away for us a little while.
So I was surprised to hear you remember when Alro started.
Yeah, right. I don't remember when they started.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Because it'll be 75 years, and I'm not even that old, so I don't remember them starting. But I do it. There's some interesting stories about, you know, like Al and how that started and all the things he did, and just it's phenomenal. It really is. It is the American dream.
Alro's done a really nice job of chronicling the company's history on their website. It's got pictures and really cool stories. Check it out, alro.com.
I've got to look at that. I really have to look at that.
Yeah, it's really neat. Al he wanted to be a sports writer.
I know it.
Yeah.
That's what he went to school for.
Yeah.
Out in Iowa, I think it was. Or it was, you know, he did, and he was going to do that, and how he got into the other, I'm not 100% sure. I kind of knew that story too. I'm not sure I remember it now, but it's I do remember that very well. And how he came back here, and of course, again, like I say, I knew his brother first, just because of the kids there. And all
the Roe of Al Rowe.
The Bro of Al Rowe.
That's right. Alan Robert.
That's right. The Roe. That's exactly right. No, so it's an interesting story, and they keep their traditions up and growing. Yeah,
and they continue to give. All the parks things.
I read that yesterday.
Yeah.
All the things that they're going to give.
Yeah.
You know, how's that? Now let me ask you, Bart. Summer's coming. Lots of things go on. Where is the best place to look at a calendar that has all these things going on from all kinds of different whatever activities out there?
Well, we have the answer for you.
You do have that?
It's called jtv.tv, Today in the J. Every day we list everything that's going on.
Yeah, but do you do
Today in the J.
Yeah, but do you do it like so I could plan today for June if I wanted to?
Oh, experiencejackson.com. They have all you can look the summer ahead. ExperienceJackson.
No matter what somebody's doing, for the most part, it's going to be in there.
ExperienceJackson.com.
Okay. Well, I think it's funny because you got to get on the calendar because there's certain things you want to make sure you go to. And, you know, why you laugh? It's pretty logical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing this weekend?
You know, I don't think we're doing much. Lisa's still recovering from her surgery.
Mitchell's in the regionals tomorrow on the track.
Yeah, tomorrow's regional at Mason. I hope to get up there.
Yeah.
It's my goal to get up there just to see, because I really do enjoy that track. It goes on too long, but I do enjoy it. So that's going to be my big thing. I'm actually hoping to get him out there and a couple of friends to help me around the house. To do some that's my other goal, to do that. So yeah, I don't have anything great planned, you know, which is kind of nice. And hopefully the weather will cooperate. I know tomorrow it's supposed to rain, maybe. I hope not for the track.
Maybe Friday, but Sunday's going to be beautiful.
Is it? Okay. Good. So come on over. We'll rake leaves and stuff and whatever and jump in the water.
You have people for that. Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell. And I'm coming for you. So that's right, definitely.
Well, have a great weekend. Thanks for being here today.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.